Oh, the air feels so cool. This is nice. Authorized vehicles only. I don't think I'm exactly authorized on a bicycle. I'm gonna go right to the crest here. Oh, I see a basketball hoop down there. Looks like they're doing some work down on this end. Yeah, they've cut down a lot of bamboo. Got some places taped off. Looks like some kind of a house down here too. I wonder if this is perhaps a ranger house. Better turn around. Nice view of Elk Neck River down there though. Anytime you do something for the first time, it takes a little bit of tweaking to get things right. I noticed my rear camera was on time lapse. So maybe there's some interesting video there. I don't know. I'll have to check it. It's now back on cinematic setting, so we'll get some more rear views there. Of course, at the moment, as I'm riding, I have no idea what it looks like. We'll find out. Let me know if you like it. We'll do some more. The Nature Center is still closed, not open during my visit. That's the park entrance way up there. Me? I'm gonna turn left after the park store. Maybe we'll ride through the park store parking lot. What do you think? Why not? Don't miss your turn. Whoop. Whoop. When I traveled in China, that was the first place where I saw bikes locked to themselves. And it looked like it worked, except, well, of course, my bike was stolen. No cell service, no problem. Unless you don't carry quarters. I don't remember when the last time it was that I paid $1 for 4 minutes to call anywhere. Well, I'm not so sure about the clouds. Maybe they are building again. I don't hear any rumbling, though. On this edition of Jim Goofs Off, it's back to the campground. Picking up speed. I can't lose my hat this time. Woo! Yeah. Nice breeze. One of the best parts about biking here, at least right now, is there's no traffic. I really have zero worries about cars here. I'm just going wherever the heck I want to go. It's like when you were a kid. You never worried about cars. Of course, they were there then. That's when your parents used to say, "Don't play in the street." Well, what fun is that? I'm playing in the street right now. Squeaking around a little bit. The chain is rusty, but just put a little bit of wheel bearing grease on there, and I'm sure that will help it. Temps are in the low 80s, low humidity. All I need to do is run the fan and have the windows cracked open. Very comfortable. Well, first course for the evening meal, some really tasty hors d'oeuvres from NJ24. Bacon wrapped water chestnuts. I've just heated them up. These are excellent. Well, I don't have a direct sunset here. The view out the back window tonight. Ah, beautiful. Getting the golden hour light up there. I've switched to night mode inside, and time to relax a while by the fire. I lit the candle, and the end of the starter kindling, which took off faster than the candle could burn the cardboard. The candle usually works well as a constant flame underneath. You know, sometimes kindling flames out and you have to try again. The candle helps keep the early fire going until it grows enough to sustain itself. No worries tonight, this one's burning well. Well, good Tuesday morning. Doesn't seem like it should be Tuesday for some reason. To me, it feels like it should be much later in the week, but it's only Tuesday. I have one more night here, and the plan for today is to go on at least one hike, maybe two, ride the bicycle, and get a few chores done on the trailer, get it cleaned up. I do have to take it back tomorrow and put it into storage just for a short time, hopefully. So that's kind of the plan for today. It's another beautiful day here at Elk Neck State Park. Well, of course, I'll get all my trash together, but this is one of my little party tricks for compacting cans. See, you can crush a can by hand. And there you have it. Firewood for the evening. Here's my toilet paper roll. And I've got some old paper towels I'm just gonna stuff inside there. Put some sticks in. This is my fire starter. You know, the nice thing about a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll is it weighs nothing. You can smash it flat and it will still work. These tiny twigs are really good too. They ignite so fast. There's my starter. I also like to use a little tea candle. I think I bought 100 pack of these at IKEA for, I don't know, $4, something like that. I still have probably 80 of them. You only need one to start a fire. If you don't have something like this, use 2 candles. If you don't have any candles, well, this will still work. Just light the paper towel part or the cardboard part, and it should take off. Of course, in the fire ring, I'm going to put these sticks on top. And then larger ones to build it out. And you'll have a good fire going in no time. So I just put 2 small sticks down there to give it a little bit of air underneath. Lay that on top. This will be my starter. I'll light the candle. It'll take off from there. And there it is. Once that gets going, I'll add the larger pieces of wood. Long ago, my wife and I bought this little umbrella for our terrace porch because it was small and it seemed like it would be a nice thing to have on there just for a little bit of shade. We didn't use it much. We put it away in storage. It is so light. I thought, what the heck? I'm gonna clean it up, bring it out, and use it with the trailer because I haven't settled on an awning yet. And it works real well. I like it. I may forget the awning. It's not like on most of these trips I'm just kind of hanging out by the trailer all day. So, you know, an awning really hasn't made that much sense for me. My wife did research on it. We never did settle on one. And of course, she became ill, and that was kind of the end of that. So right now, yeah, this is where I'm at. It really is a great day. I've done a few morning chores. I've done a lot of nothing too, just kind of hanging out, which is good. I need a bit of a break. Having some lunch right now with a bean burrito, and the weather is so great out here. I've got to go out and take advantage of it. So after lunch, let's hit a trail. This tiny mushroom is nestled in a tree hollow next to the bathhouse. It almost looks as if it came out of a children's fairy tale. Well, I'm off to tackle the Marsh trail. They say that that is a difficult trail, but it's also a relatively short trail. And there's a lot of wildlife. Yeah, we'll see. During the middle of the day, maybe, maybe not. Cameras are out. Last October, I ran my 25th consecutive Marine Corps marathon, which I know, it sounds insane, and it is. Very fortunate, over 25 years, I never really had a running injury until last year. And it involved my right hip. I got through the marathon, and the right hip injury was pretty bad, but I started to recover going into the end of the year. But then that was the same time that my wife became ill, and I had to pick her up and move her and assist her moving, helping her around the house, which was very unusual for her. Here we are, the Beaver Marsh Loop. So helping my wife in that manner was very unusual because she was extremely healthy her entire life and never needed any sort of assistance like that. But a couple months of lifting and moving her took its toll on my hip again. And so it's now just beginning to heal again. So I'm trying to do some hikes. I'm trying to do some cycling. And hopefully I'm going to have myself back up to speed so that I can do some of these larger excursions that I want to do. I have some significant plans ahead, but I have to be physically able to do them. So, that's what this is part of. All right, on this little connector trail. Okay, here's where the Beaver Marsh Loop comes in. I can go either direction. I'm going to go this way. Well, sections like this that are a little uneven with a lot of roots probably is why it is rated as a difficult trail. I'm literally taking the first few steps on it, so maybe there's more to come. It's a narrow trail winding through the brush and trees. I have to say it's nice back here though, and one of the reasons why I'm doing the trail now, because it's the middle of the day. Although today is a really moderate day for August. Yeah, this is not a trail you're going to just be running through. You're going to be picking your way through this one. So far, no wildlife spottings, but it is a pretty thick little part of the forest here in the summer, so it may be difficult to see anything. We'll keep looking. There's a steep drop off. There's a bench, which means there's an overlook. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, this indeed is a marsh. It's as if he can see me all the way over here. My guess a little over halfway. Windy, twisty, rocks, roots, up and down. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's a difficult trail. It's not like it is all smooth, although I found large sections of it to be pretty nice. So just these few little areas where you're winding through a little bit of a hill or something like that in between trees. I mean, this is a little twisty through here, getting closer to the marsh. And of course, it's the middle of summer, lots of bugs. This little depression I recognize in the ferns. A deer has slept here. And over there, probably a couple of them. Trails are always a little bit amazing to me. Just the foot traffic alone keeps them clear and easy to follow. But it's not just us following the trails. All the animals in the forest also follow the trails because it's an easy path. I don't think the animals follow the blazes. That is a pretty good little down and up. Well, I know I'm still on the right path. I just saw a sign, but I'm going along the marsh. I haven't made the turnaround yet. And I don't see where I would at this point, not from what I saw on the map, but hey, I'll keep following the signs. Keep following the trail. Well, I started on the trail to the right, which as a loop should have meant that I would go counterclockwise. But I can tell from the trail in the sun, I'm going more clockwise than I am counterclockwise. In fact, now I'm going away from the marsh. So, no, I'm on the trail, I'm not lost, but it seems a little counterintuitive to how I started. I'm a little surprised, one GoPro battery already down, so I guess I'll have to conserve this one, although it's supposed to be a short trail. Oh, look what's inside. I'm still going the correct way, and the sun is at my back now, so maybe I have in fact made the turn a lot later than I had suspected I would. Judging by the map, even though I am, I think, at the furthest point away, I've meandered a lot. So this section should, so he says, this section should be almost a straight shot back. Well, that's straight up in your face there. Ah, viewing platform. I wonder if they have any legends of swamp creatures here. I'm sure every swamp has its stories. While it's very bright with the sun out, it doesn't appear to be much wildlife. However, you know there is a ton of things living in here. That tall grass back there, that's got to be 7-8 feet tall easily. You would get lost in this swamp fast. I'm very close to the Elk River. The orange-yellow highlights are actually strands of small vines already changing color ahead of fall. This is getting dense through here. Very dense. My first thought was that looked like a beaver or maybe a groundhog. Knots on trees take on some really interesting shapes, don't they? Well, I'm still not heading back toward the trailer. I'm winding away along the marshland. Although, it is very beautiful here. I can't go any further east than this. And here's a big sign down here. Let's see what this says. It appears campground connectors is what I want to take, so off to the right. What a nice treat at this end of the trail. This is the Great Elk River on the Beaver Marsh Loop Trail. It's a good trail. They call it difficult. It is a little bit in places, but it's definitely worth the hike. Well, this is certainly the place for geese. This small cove is shallow, protected by large rocks placed where it opens to the river. Ample plant growth on the bottom to feed fish and the birds. Isn't it nice to see the swamp without all the insects? Fortunately, those are not included in the video. And this little area would add to the difficult rating of the trail. So I have a marsh to the left and a river to the right. No clear path here. I'm going to have to pick my way through the debris and roots and get over here to the little beach. Because the Elk River is actually tidal in this area, it's possible that the outflow from the swamp is at low tide, and then at high tide, perhaps it refills. Remember when I said it was a pleasant day? It still is, but it is definitely hot here, down by the water. Not really much of a breeze. Sun beating down. Oh my goodness. Still nice. Still an adventure. I almost feel like I've been transported to the South Pacific. Evidence of Maryland crabs. The small beach is one of several in the park. Even though a few footprints show it's part of the loop trail, it appears pristine and relatively undisturbed. Nice! What do you suppose he sees under there? I'm trying to figure out which way to go. There's no clear trail at this end of the beach. Well, of course, being at the water's edge, I have to go up. Oh, looky here. This is right off the water. This is a primitive site, a tent site. To find out what number it is. 130. Looks like all of these sites are pretty close to the water. I see one RV there. That could be the host. And there is water here. I don't see any electric, but I'm going to have to check this on the map. This could be a very nice loop to be in. Well, having electric is nice. It is not an absolute necessity. But at that time, whenever I finally convert over to lithium batteries, electric definitely won't be an issue. All right, Elk Loop and another one behind me. Both look to be on the river. Here's another one, Chop Tank Loop. I don't see any water through the trees there. Somewhere along the way, I lost the trail at the water there. So I am back in the campground, and I'm at pretty much, I think, the opposite end of the campground from where I'm at. Obviously the walk is easy on pavement, but I have a little way to go to get back to the trailer. But after all, it's just a walk in the park. There are 2 water towers in the park. This is the second one. It seems appropriate you would have a water spigot by the water tower. This park has a lot of water available in it, so that's really nice. Actually, a nice surprise. I was mistaken of where I thought I was in the park. I'm actually pretty close to the trailer in my loop. I see it just down the street here. Indeed, it's the Y loop. Why? Because it's where I'm staying. Wow, that hike was more than I bargained for. But I guess if it's more than I bargained for, then I made a profit, right? As I've just sat down, I realize the sun will drop fairly quickly. If I'm riding one more time, I'm going now. I think the deer occupy most of these campsites more than people do. I've switched to the 360-degree camera. Much easier while on a bike, and I can choose multiple viewing angles. Pretty cool. I think this is a great park for cycling. All good times draw to a close. I'll begin gathering and storing to head out in the morning and make the short journey home. Thanks for joining me at Elk Neck State Park. We'll head out soon for another adventure.